Hello everyone. Today we are going to start up a new module altogether, and the topic's name is IIR filter approximation. The IIR the IIR name stands for infinite impulse response. That means the impulse response which we have into the system is being given infinitely, and the output is being observed accordingly. Now, the types of IR filters are being generally classified into low pass, high pass, band stop, and all pass filter. Now let us see first of all some basic details regarding to filters. Now you have three major parameters related to filters. One of them is pass band, one of them is stop band, and one of them cutoff frequency. Now in pass band, it passes a certain range of frequencies. In the pass band, the attenuation is 0. Now what happens is it passes you decide that a certain frequency range has to be passed on through a certain type of a filter, and it allows only that amount of frequency to pass through it, and the rest of it is being discarded. So yes, the attenuation after a certain point is present, but while your signal is being transmitted, there is no attenuation, or I would say there is no wastage of your frequency signal. Now stop band, it suppresses your certain range of frequencies. In the stop band, the attenuation is infinite. That means in your stop band, now what happens is after you want your filter to process a signal only up till a certain point. So after that, you want the signals to be stopped, or I would say discarded. So yes, stop band comes into picture over there. So it suppresses a certain range of frequencies. In the stop band, the attenuation is infinite. That means the signal after a certain point which you decide, it is not available, or I would say the attenuation is infinite. Now the cutoff frequency, this is the frequency which separates the pass band, and cutoff frequency is given by, this is the frequency at which the pass band and the stop band is being demarcated, or I would say there is a thin line between them. Now filters can be classified as follows. The types of filter are low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter, band stop filter, and all pass filter. We are going to just have a quick briefing about all of them. So let's see what are we looking into. These are all important from Viva point of view, so yes, please do pay attention, bacha. Low pass filter, as the name suggests, it would allow only a certain amount of filter, or I would say low frequencies, to pass through it, hence the name low pass filter. Still, we'll read on to the theory part. It passes the frequency from 0 up to some designated frequency called as the cutoff frequency. Now this is where the cutoff frequency has been marked over here. You want you want a certain amount of frequency to pass from 0 up till that cutoff frequency. So it will pass only that and that frequency. After a cutoff frequency, after the cutoff frequency, it will not allow any signal to pass through it. An ideal low pass filter characteristic is shown in the figure over here, wherein this is the cutoff frequency and this is the impulse response over here. As you might be know that H omega stands for impulse response. So yes, that is denotion for that. The amount of frequency passed is known as the pass band, wherein the one after which it is not allowed is known as the stop band. Hence it is being denoted by SB. Now high pass filter. Now high pass filter, what do we mean by that? Let me see whether it is adjustable or not, beta. Just a moment. Now high pass filter में it passes the frequency above some designated frequency called as cutoff frequency. So yes, of course, यहाँ से आपने 0 से लेके ओमेगा सी तक कोई frequency allow नहीं किया था, but after omega c you want it to propagate up till say pi or say 2 pi or 3 pi. So yes, this will be able to pass the frequency post that cutoff frequency named as omega c. So yes, इसके पहले वो पूरा stop band के जैसे काम करेगा, and after that omega c it will work as a pass band filter, sorry. So yes, this is the frequency of a high pass filter, wherein high frequencies are being passed through it. If the input signal frequency is less than the cutoff frequency, then the signal is not allowed to pass through it. As you can see over here, it is being stopped by the stopped band filter, or the stop band. An ideal HPF characteristic is shown in the diagram over here. Now band pass filter. Now in the band pass filter, a certain amount of, or I would say a certain band between two cutoff frequencies is being allowed to pass through it. So yes, यहाँ पे if you can see, it allows the frequency between two designated cutoff frequencies, say FC1 and FC2, An ideal BPF characteristic is shown in the figure over here. As you can see over here, that a certain range of frequencies ranging from omega 1 to omega 2, or omega is nothing but the cutoff frequency over here, say and the second cutoff frequency over here. So between these, the certain amount of frequencies are being passed over here, hence the name band pass filter. एक certain band को pass करने देगा वो filter. Now in the band stop filter, what you have is it attenuates all the frequencies between two designated cutoff frequencies. As you can see over here, यहाँ पे आपके पास दो बैंड दिए गए हैं. सो वाइल इट पासेस ऑल द अदर फ्रीक्वेंसीज एंड इक्वल एन आइडियल BSF और द बैंड स्टॉप फिल्टर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इज एज शोन. नाउ यहाँ पे यू हैव फ्रॉम दिस टू दिस, यहाँ पे इनके बीच में कोई भी फ्रीक्वेंसी नहीं है, बिकॉज दैट बैंड हैज़ टू बी स्टॉप्ड ओवर देयर. एंड येस, इट इज़ व्हाट यू से कि उतने कट ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी के लिए वो पास नहीं करेगा सिग्नल. सो येस, इट इज़ नॉट PB, इट इज़ SB बेटा. यहाँ पे देयर इज़ अ प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक ओवर हियर एज यूजुअल. नाउ you have an all pass filter. As the name suggests, all pass means just a moment, well, let me see whether it is adjustable or not. An all pass filter, it passes all the frequencies. By using this filter, the phase of the input signal can be modified. Now all the pass filter characteristic is as shown over here. That means यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे तो all the signals are being passed over here, and there is no stopping over here. So hence the entire band or the entire response seems to be as a pass band frequency. Now pass band filter. Now some important characteristic of ideal filter are as follows. Now first of all, the ideal filter has a linear phase response, but of course it is one of the most important parameter which makes it quite simple to design. Now ideal filter has a constant magnitude characteristic, and ideal filter has a constant group delay. Now what do we mean by group delay? Is a group delay is a time delay that the signal components take when they are passing through the filter. मतलब filter में pass होते वक्त उन्हें जितना time लगा, that is known as group delay. So yes, it is denoted by TG. Just a moment. Yes, it is denoted by TG of omega, and it is a derivative of phase with respect to your frequency. TG of omega is given as derivative of H of omega with respect to d omega. Now the topics that we are going to cover today, in this chapter, are first of all analog filter approximation. The analog filter approximation will discuss only Butterworth, because that is what is there into the syllabus. Chebyshev and elliptic is not being included. So let us discuss first your Butterworth filter. Now many times it is necessary to approximate the characteristic of the analog filter. Now this approximation is required because the practical characteristic of a filter is not identical to ideal one, and hence हमें approximation करना पड़ता है. जब मेरे बच्चों ने BJT में डिजाइनिंग किया होगा, then we need to approximate the value, or we needed to take RSV, LSV in order to get a proper designated output. Similarly, the approximation over here is required because the practical characteristic of a filter is not identical to the आइडियल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक. वो आइडियल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक के साथ मैच नहीं करता था, इसलिए वी नीड टू टेक एन अप्रॉक्सीमेशन. देयर आर three different types of approximation techniques, but the one which we are going to discuss is only Butterworth. So yes, Butterworth filter approximation we are going to start, and then numericals related to Chebyshev will be starting. So yes, let's see a Butterworth filter first of all. How does the Butterworth filter look? Now the Butterworth filter approximation over here is given by is given by this graph over here. Now a typical characteristic of a Butterworth low pass filter is as shown over here. Now this type of response is called as Butterworth response because its main characteristic is that the pass band is maximally flat. As you can see, the one which is allowed to pass, it is maximally flat over here. This pass band is maximally flat. That means there are no variations, or I would say ripples in the pass band. There are no distortion, there is no ripples present over there. Now the magnitude squared response of the low pass filter of the low pass Butterworth filter is given by h of omega square. This will be read as omega henceforth for this DTSP subject beta or DSP subject. H of omega ka square is equals to 1 upon 1 plus omega by omega c, that is omega c is nothing but the cutoff frequency, raised to 2 by n, where 2 by n is the where n is the order of the filter. वो कितने order का filter है बेटा? Order number 1, order number 2, order number 3. We have many types of order. Now the equation is also expressed, the equation can also be expressed as the as h of omega ka square is equals to 1 upon 1 plus epsilon square omega by omega p. Omega p stands for pass band frequency, raised to 2 n, where n is the, what do you say, as I am again repeating, it is nothing but the order of the filter. H of omega is nothing but the magnitude of analog low pass filter. Here omega, this will be read as omega beta. Omega c is known as the cutoff frequency or known as CDB frequency. Omega p is the pass band frequency. 1 plus epsilon square, as you can see over here, is nothing but the pass band edge value. And there are many more terms which you can finally relate. There will be one more term coming nearby, is 1 plus delta square, which will be given by stop band edge value, the one which we haven't used right now. Epsilon stands for parameter, parameter related to ripples in the pass band. This, as of now, we will keep it on hold because this will be used directly into the numericals. So yes, n is the order of the filter. N is the order of the filter as we had previously described. Now we know that in case of a low pass filter, the frequencies will pass up to a value called as cutoff frequency omega c. ये अपने को पता है बेटा. That is called as pass band frequency or pass band value. Now the frequencies, after that the frequencies are being attenuated. Now this is called as stop band. Now the ideal characteristic is shown as dotted line in the below figure. We'll see the figure very much soon over here, don't worry about it. Now ideally, the value of, what do you say, ideally the value of cutoff frequency omega c, ideally the value of cutoff frequencies omega c is the one which after which the frequencies should be stopped. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो ये dotted line के बाद, the frequency should directly fall down beta. It shouldn't be passing in this way, but it is an ideal characteristic. Ideally beta वो नीचे आता है, but practically it is still allowing some of the other frequencies up till a certain range. But in practical cases this is not happening. Now the order of the filter is denoted by capital N. Roughly we can say that the order of the filter means the number of stages used in the design of analog filter. Now as the order of filter n increases, as you can see from the graph over here, जब n equals to 2 था आपका order of filter, तब आपका ग्राफ कुछ ऐसे था. जब n equals to 4 था तब आपका ग्राफ कुछ ऐसे हुआ बेटा, और जब n equals to 8 हुआ तब आपका ग्राफ कुछ ऐसे हुआ. So I would say that the response of the filter here is more close with what do you say, the response of the filter is more close to the ideal response as shown. As you increase the number of filter over here, जितने आप stages बढ़ाओगे बेटा, उतना उतना आपका वो बटरवर्थ का जो फिल्टर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है बेटा, वो आइडियल की ओर बढ़ता जाएगा. नाउ salient features of, what do you say, Butterworth filter: the magnitude response is nearly constant, that is nothing but equals to 1 at low frequencies. That means the pass band is maximally flat. Now there are no ripples in the pass band and the stop band. Now this is one of the important point, as you can see in the graph over here, that there are no ripples over here. The only thing that you can see is a smooth curve over here. Hence there are no ripples in the pass band as well as in the stop band over here. And the maximum gain occurs at omega equals to 0. That was the highest point, and it is h of 0 equals to 1, as you can see in the graph over here. Now h of 0 over here, as you can see, यहाँ पे you had the highest value. Hence at what do you say, omega equals to 0 or at the initial starting point, your response is much higher over here. Now also the magnitude response is monotonically decreasing. So this is one of the important point which we need to keep in mind for Viva point of view. Now directly I would like to start with the main designing of IIR filter, that is nothing but including Butterworth and Chebyshev examples. Now Over here, IIR, as I said, it is nothing but infinite impulse response, and the designing of IIR filters is nothing but you design a filter in analog domain and you convert that analog filter into your digital domain. Now, how is it done? Why is it done? Let us see better. Now, the basic function of a digital filter is to eliminate the noise and to extract the signal of interest from other signals. A digital filter is a basic device used in DSP or digital signal processing. Now, there are several techniques available to design a digital filters, but generally, while designing a digital filter, first an analog filter is designed and then it is converted into the corresponding digital filter. So why did we do that? In order to design the digital IIR filter, analog IIR filter is designed first, then your analog one or analog filter is, I would say, converted into your digital filter. Here you might ask a question that why to do design digital filter from an analog filter. The reasons are, first, the procedure to design the analog filter is readily available, and the procedure to design analog filter is readily available and it is highly advanced in nature. Now, when we design the digital filter using your analog filter, then the implementation becomes simpler. Hence, we first design an analog filter and then we convert that analog into your digital filter. Now, the different methods to design IIR filters are, first of all is impulse invariance, then second one is bilinear transform, third one is matched Z transformation. Impulse invariance technique is also known as IIT, bilinear transformation is also known as BLT, and matched Z transformation is by default called as matched Z transformation. Now, what do we do in impulse invariant method is, in this method, let me see whether it is adjustable or not. एक minute beta. Now, over here in this method, the design starts from the specifications of your analog filter. Now, here we have to replace your analog filter by the digital filter. This is achieved if the impulse response of the digital filter resembles the sampled version of impulse response of analog filter. मतलब पहले आप analog डिजाइन करोगे, analog के अगर impulse response अगर मैच हुए डिजिटल से, फिर आप डायरेक्टली डिजिटल frequency digital filter आप डिजाइन करोगे. Now, if the impulse responses of both, that is nothing but analog and digital filter, matches, then both filters perform in a similar manner. Therefore, before starting this method, we will list our different notations that we are going to use. The first one is h of t, that is nothing but impulse response in time domain. Since we have t over here, it will be known as impulse response in time domain. HA of s, HA of s is given as transfer function of analog filter. Here, S is the Laplace operator that you might be aware over here. Now, over here, your t over here is replaced by NTS over here. NTS over here. एक minute बेटा. Your t over there was replaced by n capital TS, which is nothing but the sampled version of h of t. Sample मतलब आपने उतने उसके छोटे छोटे हर एक सेकेंड में या हर एक सर्टेन टाइम पीरियड पे उसके उतने सैम्पल आपने लिए बेटा, आपने उसके उतने टुकड़े किए. Now, sample version of h of t is obtained by replacing t by NTS. Now, h of z is given by, h of z is nothing but the z transform of the above h of NTS. Now, this is the response of digital filter beta. So, this is the final answer in which you have to get it. Now, omega over here is known as the analog frequency. Again, omega over here is known as the digital frequency. इसको भी आप omega बोलोगे, पर ये वाला omega आपका analog frequency में बोला जाएगा बेटा, and ये वाला omega आपका digital frequency में बोला जाएगा. The wordings are same. Omega ही बोलते बेटा unluckily, but yes, you have to remember, अगर ये ऐसा ohms का sign है, it is known as analog frequency, and if it is having a W का sign, it is known as a digital frequency. Now, let us talk about some mathematics बेटा, थोड़ा गणित की बातें की जाए. Now, transformation of analog system. Now, transformation of analog system function h of a, HA of s to digital system function h of z. Now, नाउ लेट द सिस्टम ट्रांसफर फंक्शन ऑफ एनालॉग फिल्टर फर्स्ट जैसे कि मैंने बता रहा हूँ, आप यहाँ पे पहला एक एनालॉग फिल्टर डिज़ाइन करोगे, फिर एनालॉग फिल्टर के बाद आप उसे एक डिजिटल फिल्टर में कन्वर्ट करोगे बेटा. नाउ लेट द सिस्टम ट्रांसफर फंक्शन ऑफ एनालॉग फिल्टर बी एच ए ऑफ एस. We can express HA of S in terms of partial fraction expansion. This I guess my students might be knowing it. Even if they don't know, don't worry, we'll cover it. Now HA of S is given by A1 upon S minus P1, A2 upon S minus P2 plus A3 upon S minus P3, so on and so forth. Now HA of S is given by summation k equals to 1 to n from A of k S minus Pk. Here, can I say your AK was nothing but A1, A2 up till AN, that is nothing but the coefficients of partial fraction expansion, and P of K is nothing but equals to P1, P2, Pn, that is nothing but the poles. The one which are in the denominator are nothing but the poles over here. Now, here your S is the Laplace operator, so we can obtain impulse response of analog filter h of t from HA of S by taking inverse Laplace of HA of S. So using standard relation of inverse Laplace, we get h of t equals to summation k equals to 1 to n A of k into e raised to pk into t. ये ई रेस टू पी के ही है और ये टी भी ई रेस टू के ऊपर ही है बेटा, प्लीज डू पे अटेंशन. यहाँ पे ये ई रेस टू पी के है और इनटू टी है. नाउ द यूनिट व्हाट डू यू से इम्पल्स रिस्पॉन्स फॉर डिस्क्रीट स्ट्रक्चर इज ऑब्टेन्ड बाय सैम्पलिंग एच ऑफ टी. दैट मीन्स जहाँ जहाँ पे भी टी होगा बेटा, वहाँ पे आप छोटू सा एन कैपिटल टी एस डाल दोगे. दैट मीन्स योर एच ऑफ एन कैन बी ऑब्टेन्ड फ्रॉम एच ऑफ टी बाय रिप्लेसिंग टी बाय एन टी एस, जैसे कि मैंने अभी जस्ट कहा इन द इक्वेशन अबव over here. H of n is equals to summation k equals to 1 to n A of k into e raised to pk. जहाँ पे t था वहाँ पे nts डाल दिया बेटा. Here t of s is the sampling time. Now just a moment बेटा. हाँ, now the system transfer function of a digital filter is denoted by h of z. Now it is obtained by taking z transform of your h of n. According to the definition of z transform for causal system, h of z is equals to summation n equals to 0 to infinite h of n into z by minus z raised to minus n. Now putting this equation in the previous one, we get h of z is equal to summation n equals to 0 to infinite then again a summation over here. Summation जो आपने पहले h of n के लिए लिखा था, it was nothing but k equals summation k equals to 1 to n A of k e raised to pk into nts brackets close into z raised to minus n. Now h of z is equals to, आपने ये वाले समेशन को बाहर ले लिया a of k के साथ, ताकि ये, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आपको k के साथ समेशन करना था इसलिए आपने उसे बाहर ले लिया, एंड आपने अंदर समेशन n के साथ वाले टर्म को अंदर भेज दिया. सो दिस इज नथिंग बट स्प्लिटिंग ऑफ योर समेशन इनटू टू सेक्शन एंड योर z of n is z raised to minus n is multiplied over here. Now your what do you say, summation over here is given by k equals to 1 to n A of k into summation n equals to 0 to infinite e raised to pk ts into z raised to minus 1. ये जो यहाँ पे माइनस एन था और ये जो एन था, ये एन को मैंने कॉमन ले लिया, यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं आया और यहाँ पे माइनस 1 हो गया बेटा. नाउ यूजिंग द स्टैंडर्ड समेशन फॉर्मूला, जस्ट अ मोमेंट बेटा. नाउ यूजिंग द स्टैंडर्ड समेशन फॉर्मूला ओवर हियर, एक मिनट है बेटा. हाँ, using the standard summation formula, summation n equals to 0 to infinite a of k is given as 1 upon 1 minus a. So therefore this equation जो हमने पहले अभी derive किया था, that becomes h of z equals to summation k equals to 1 to n a of k into 1 upon 1 upon 1 minus e raised to pk into ts into z raised to minus 1. Now this is required transfer function of a digital function. Now this is the required transfer function of a digital filter. Now thus comparing the previous first equation and the last equation, we can say that the transfer function of digital filter is obtained from the transfer function of analog filter by doing the transformation. This one was your analog. यहाँ से आपको डिजिटल ढूंढने के लिए ऐसे आपको करना पड़ेगा बेटा. 1 upon s minus pk is equals to 1 upon 1 minus e raised to pk ts into z raised to minus 1. Now this equation shows how the poles from the analog are transferred into the digital domain. This transformation of poles is called mapping of poles. So my students might be aware of how to map a pole or how to what is an ROC. So we won't be going too much into that as of now. अगर कहीं ज़रूरत पड़ी बेटा, so we might we might look for the relevant theory regarding it. Now before we start with the actual designing, let us see what are the steps for impulse invariance method or IIM method. Now step 1. Step 1 is given by analog frequency, that is nothing but the transfer function h of s will be given, but of course it is an equation which will be given to you. If it is not given, obtain the expression of h of s from the given specification. If not, we will be looking out for some numerical or some another type of numerical. If required, expand h of s by using partial fraction expansion. If required नहीं करना ही पड़ेगा, कोई option नहीं है बेटा. Now obtain z transform of each partial fraction expansion using impulse invariance transformation technique. क्या है बेटा वो हम न्यूमेरिकल में देखेंगे. And obtain h of z. This is the required digital filter. Now solved problems on impulse invariance method. Now find out h of z using impulse invariance method at 5 Hz sampling frequency from the h of s as given below. Now h of s is being given to us as 2 upon s plus 1 and s plus 2. Now as you can see, the question is quite straightforward. एंड जस्ट अ मोमेंट है बेटा. हाँ, नाउ यहाँ पे हमें पहले ही बोल दिया है कि भाई आपको जो आपका सैम्पलिंग फ्रीक्वेंसी है वो 5 हर्ट्ज है. आपको एच ऑफ जेड दैट इज नथिंग बट द डिजिटल फ्रीक्वेंसी का आपको इक्वेशन ढूंढना है बाय यूजिंग एच ऑफ एस. नाउ first of all, the given analog transfer function is given by h of s is equals to 2 upon s plus 1 into s plus 2. Now can I say this one was denoting a1 term, this one is denoting a2 term? नहीं है. तो let's see, अपन एक स्टेप आराम से देखेंगे बेटा. Now we will expand your h of s using partial fraction expansion or PFE as h of s is equals to a1 upon s plus 1 plus a2 upon s plus 2. Now कैन आई हैव, अगर ये s प्लस 1 है तो यहाँ पे मेरा पोल कितने पे बेटा, -1 पे. और अगर यहाँ पे मेरा 2 है तो मेरा पोल कितने पे बेटा, -2 पे. सो द पोल्स आर एट p1 इक्वल्स टू -1 एंड p2 इक्वल्स टू -2. नाउ द वैल्यूज ऑफ a1 एंड a2 आर कैलकुलेटेड एज फॉलोज. नाउ a1 इज गिवन बाय s minus first pole into your equation h of s at your s equals to the first pole value. That means s plus 1 आपने यहाँ पे लिखा into your entire equation जो आपके पास था बेटा. तो उसमें क्या होगा, आपका s plus 1 जो होगा ना बेटा वो कैंसिल हो जाएगा. 2 upon s plus 2 ही बचेगा, wherein you need to substitute the value of s as -1. So आपका a1 का वैल्यू क्या है बेटा, 2 upon -1 plus 2. So that will be nothing but 2 over here. Now similarly we will find out the value for a2 over here. Quite simple better, nothing to worry about. Now over here, now a2 is given by s minus second pole into your h of s. तो s plus 2 आ गया बेटा यहाँ पे into your 2 upon s plus 1 into s plus 2 at your s का वैल्यू एट सेकेंड पोल. नाउ सेकेंड पोल का वैल्यू क्या था बेटा, -2 था. सो s plus 2 कैंसिल हो गया, 2 upon s plus 1 बचा. सो यहाँ पे आपने s की वैल्यू -2 डाल दी एंड यू गॉट द रिसीव्ड द फाइनल वैल्यू ऑफ a2 as -2. Your a1 का वैल्यू was 2, your a2 का वैल्यू is -2. Now we put the values of a1 and a2 in the equation as below. So your h of s is given by 2 upon s plus 1 -2 upon s plus 2. Now अभी हमें क्या करना है बेटा, ये इक्वेशन तो अपने को मिल गया. Now we just need to use it into we will obtain the z transform using IIM technique. क्या है बेटा वो देखते हैं बेटा आराम से. Now 1 upon s minus pk was given by 1 upon 1 माइनस ई रेस टू पी के इंटू टी एस इंटू जेड रेस टू माइनस 1. नाउ मेरा जो टी एस है बेटा, नाउ टी एस इज गिवन बाय 1 अपॉन एफ एस. एफ एस कितना दिया था बेटा, 5 हर्ट्ज दिया था. सैम्पलिंग टी एस इज नथिंग बट द सैम्पलिंग टाइम. नाउ सैम्पलिंग फ्रीक्वेंसी इज गिवन एज एफ एस इज इक्वल्स टू 5 हर्ट्ज. So time is given by 1 upon frequency. So 1 upon 5 is giving you 0.2 second. We have poles at P1 equals to -1 and P2 equals to -2 over here. हाँ, पोल्स अपने पास कहाँ कहाँ थे बेटा, -1 और -2 पे. So the equation would change to first of all 1 upon s plus 1 का इक्वेशन क्या बनेगा बेटा, 1 upon 1 minus e raised to -1. -1 is nothing but the first pole into your ts into z inverse, that is nothing but 1 upon 1 minus e raised to -0.2 z inverse. Similarly 1 upon s plus 2 का इक्वेशन क्या बनेगा बेटा, 1 upon 1 माइनस ई रेस टू पी के यानी पोल का वैल्यू कितना था बेटा, सेकंड पोल का -2 एंड टी एस का वैल्यू कितना था बेटा 0.2. तो ये आ गया यहाँ पे, 2 इंटू 0.2 विल गिव यू 0.4. सो इट इज नथिंग बट 1 upon 1 माइनस ई रेस टू -0.4 जेड रेस टू -1. नाउ the transfer function of a digital filter is given by h of z is equals to summation k equals to 1 to n. ये थोड़ा याद रखना पड़ेगा बेटा, into a raised to k upon 1 minus e raised to pk ts into z inverse. In this case we have two the values of a, that is nothing but a1 and a2. तो भाई आपको a1 के नीचे पोल 1 का वैल्यू लिखना है, a2 के नीचे पोल 2 का वैल्यू लिखना है. तो भाई a1 अपॉन 1 माइनस p1 इंटू टी एस z रेस टू -1 प्लस a2 अपॉन सॉरी नहीं दिख रहा होगा, माई बैड, सॉरी. नाउ a2 अपॉन 1 माइनस p2 इंटू टी एस जेड रेस टू -1 ओवर हियर. नाउ a1 का वैल्यू आपको 2 आया था, a2 का वैल्यू -2 आया था बेटा. p1 का वैल्यू फर्स्ट पोल का वैल्यू -1 है और p2 का वैल्यू -2 है. ts का वैल्यू 0.2 आया था बेटा, बिकॉज द सैम्पलिंग फ्रीक्वेंसी गिवन टू अस इज 5 हर्ट्ज. व्हेन यू टेक अ रेसिप्रोकल इट बिकम्स 0.2. नाउ द इक्वेशंस आर यूजिंग द इक्वेशंस 5 and 6 over here we get, एक मिनट है बेटा, using the equations 5 and 6 we get h of z is equals to 2 upon 1 minus e raised to e raised to -0.2 z inverse minus 2 upon 1 minus e raised to -0.4 into z inverse. So this equation turns out to be 2 upon 1 minus 0.818 e raised to -0.2. अगर आप कैल्सी में करोगे बेटा तो it turns out to be 0.818 z inverse minus 2 upon 1 minus 0.67 z inverse. Now to convert each term into positive powers of z, multiply numerator and denominator of each term by z. So h of z becomes यहाँ पे जो आपका ये z था ना बेटा, ये आपने ऊपर और नीचे दोनों जगह मल्टीप्लाई किया, so it becomes 2z upon z minus some value 0.818 minus 2z upon z minus 0.67. So this becomes 2z z माइनस 0.67 माइनस 2z z माइनस, ये आपने यहाँ पे क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई किया बेटा. एंड you can leave your answer here also बेटा, it's not a hardcore rule कि आपको ये आगे करना है, बट ओनली इफ कि भाई अगर आपको एग्जामिनर ने बोला है कि भाई यू नीड टू गेट द डिनोमिनेटर इन द फाइनल ऑर्डर और समथिंग इन दैट वे, तभी ही आपको इतना ही आगे करना है, वरना आप आपके आंसर यहाँ तक भी रख सकते हो बेटा. इट्स वेल एंड गुड, नो वरीज अबाउट इट. सो यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया बेटा, यहाँ पे क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई किया एंड वी ओपन अप द ब्रैकेट. सो वी आर लेफ्ट ऑफ द 2z स्क्वायर minus 1.34z minus 2z square plus 1.636z upon z square minus 0.67z minus 0.818z plus 0.54. When you do this gets cancelled over here. 1.636 में से 1.34 चला गया तो आपको 0.29 ही बचा z. So the final equation turns out to be for z is nothing but 0.29z upon z square minus 1.488z प्लस 0.54. इसको आपको रूट्स में लिखने की जरूरत नहीं बेटा, वरना आप वापस से यही आंसर पे आ जाओगे वैसे. सो दिस इज द रिक्वायर्ड ट्रांसफर फंक्शन ऑफ अ डिजिटल IIR फिल्टर. द फाइनल द वैल्यू इज नथिंग बट फॉर द फाइनल डिजिटल फिल्टर बेटा, आपने एनालॉग में ढूंढा था, उसके पोल्स को z डोमेन में कन्वर्ट करके फिर आपने उसका डिजिटली ट्रांसफॉर्म किया. सो यस, दिस इज अ न्यूमेरिकल विच ऑलमोस्ट कम्स फॉर 8 to 10 marks. So in this video we are going to stop over here so that it becomes easier for you to grasp. In the next video